Welcome back to Youth Alert Program. In this unit, we're going to talk about violence and caring. A lot of times when we do our Youth Alert Program, kids say, "This is all very interesting, Mr. Wayne, but I don't care." We don't care. We run into a lot of disaffected youth who say this to us. And first of all, we love when kids share their opinion with us because not everybody does, so we're very appreciative that they share what they think and what they feel with us. When they say to us that they don't care, we'd like to ask them a couple questions. Do you care about food and water? And they're like, of course. I said, well, right now in the world, there's extreme poverty in areas where there is extreme violence. Violence is the #1 cause of hunger and extreme poverty in the world. So if you care about those things, you might want to care about violence. Also, do you care about where you live? And well, of course we care about where we live, they say. Well, right now there's 80 million refugees. These are people who had to leave their home. Why? Because of violence. Violence was the #1 reason. So again, if you care where you live, you might want to care about violence. Also, there is about 13 million children out of school, again, in areas where there is violence. So even being in school is, if it's important to you, is an issue when it comes to violence. And I don't know if you've ever had someone in your family, someone you love, you cared about in your close unit that was a victim of violence, but I can tell you nothing is more painful than that. That is the ultimate pain. Not having violence done to yourself, but violence done to one of your close units, your family members. That is the ultimate pain. Nothing is worse than that. So we've come to discover that when youth say they don't care, they do, in fact, care about a lot of things. And they care about the same things that everybody else cares about. We've come, in all our travels, we've come to just one lesson. The one lesson that we have learned is that all people, without exception, have feelings. And we can't deny it, and you can't deny it. That has been the one greatest lesson that we have learned. Everybody has feelings. And feelings so deep, another saying we hear all the time is they have no words to describe it. There aren't words to describe how deep their feelings are. But another reason to be peaceful, to have super fun. It's youth's #1 job to survive their youth. That is their job. But their #2 job is to have super fun. Super fun is just fun and peace together. Not fun and violence, but fun and peace. That's not fun, that's super fun. So when you're acting peaceful, you're not being selfish, you're acting in your own self-interest without being selfish. And that is a rare and beautiful thing, to act in your own self-interest without being selfish. So, because remember, when you die, no more good things, no more social media, no more video games, TV, movies, parties, birthdays, holidays, good food, and the worst part about dying is, without a doubt, no more hanging out with your friends. Because whenever we talk to youth, that is their #1 source of enjoyment, hanging with their friends. Some kids will say, well, what about the next life? There's a lot of good things in the next life, and there may be. But the point is you deserve both. We know there's a lot of good things in this world. Enjoy all those, and if there's good things in the next world, enjoy those too. You deserve both because you are equal. One of the #1 argument we get against being peaceful, against caring about violence, it goes something like this. Violence is human nature. It'll never change. Nothing you can do about it. You know, I don't have any choices. It's nothing can ever be, but nothing can ever be accomplished with that defeatist attitude. There are a lot of kids who are a lot of doom and gloom, that think that peace is impossible, that human nature is so bad. So we now believe that just the belief in peace, the belief in humanity is the greatest tool in fighting violence, bullying, and abuse. Just believing in it, because we found it sometimes so hard for kids to believe the good of humanity and that peace is possible. And probably our hardest sell is selling their belief on youth. Selling youth's belief on youth. That's the number one comment we get is, I agree with this, but other kids won't. Other kids do this, other kids. Youth are so quick to throw other youth under the bus. They get more blame than us adults. But we believe in youth. Us adults, we believe in youth, and we believe that youth are worthy of your belief too. So even if we get to the point where, okay, Mr. Wade, I care, but nobody else cares. And we're like, really? Then, why are we here? We are here obviously because we care. A lot of kids, again, hung us out to dry, left us on the vine to rot. No, yeah, we care, but you don't care. Now, there is a great deal of adults and youth who do care and who are working diligently to reach every youth on the planet. It's going to take some time. Half the world is under 30 years old, and half the world is over 30, so there's one for each, but it's going to take time. We haven't gone to it yet, but believe me, there are a tremendous amount of adults and youth who do care about peace, who do care about humanity, and who do care about youth, and we are working tirelessly to get to you. So, but remember, it's not important what anybody else thinks or what anybody else cares. It's only important what you care, because you are the master of your own moment. You're the one with yourself the whole time. You are the center of your own solution. It's only important what you care. And we encourage kids to think about the right now. You can't change the past. You can't go back in the past. So why try? And we don't even know if there will be a future. Forget about what it'll be. So you really have no choice but to live in the now and just concentrate on the now. You are where you are, and we are where we are. So it's you who is really the solution to violence, bullying, and abuse. Now, I'm going to give you a worldview from our point. We think, again, violence, bullying, abuse is the head of the stake. It is the number one. It is not a problem. It is the problem in the world. It is violence, bullying, abuse is a front burner issue. Why we believe we haven't made a tremendous amount of progress on poverty, on drug abuse, on mental health is that we haven't hit the nail on the head yet, which is violence, bullying, abuse. We attack violence, bullying, and abuse head on, and we think those will help with the other problems as well. We think violence is the biggest roadblock to human advancement, human happiness, and human survival. And then without violent abuse or a great reduction, we will have a slingshot effect, a peace dividend, that will greatly improve human advancement, human happiness, and survival. Violence is the roadblock, and peace, we believe, is the slingshot. If you just look at the tremendous amount of money spent, time and energy on violence and what's called violence containment, it's mind-boggling. $63 trillion a year, 5% of GDP, the military expenditures, total non-fatal deaths, the cost of violence and violence containment is astronomical. And I would say we get very, very, very little in return when it comes to human advancement, human happiness, and human survival. Also, these are all incurable conditions. These are diseases that have no cure, can be treated. We need to start curing these in years, not centuries. It's hard to do that when all our effort is focused on violence, violence prevention, and violence containment. Also, natural disasters, global warming, climate changes. There is more and more natural disasters happening now than in the past. We need to be more prepared, otherwise we will lose more lives. So again, we need to divert attention away from violence into protecting ourselves against natural, and we need to protect ourselves against asteroids too. We have to be really prepared for it. So again, all this is to accelerate human advancement, human happiness, and increase our survival chances. When we are so tied up doing and fighting violence, it makes it hard to do any of those things. But violence and being peaceful And not doing harm has to be voluntary. What makes human the best is that we have free will. We might be the only species in the universe with free will. We could do what we want, when we want. We really have true choice. And when you have all the information, you can make a true choice. So you must choose voluntarily to be peaceful. Nobody can make you do anything. Volunteerism, without an immediate reward or punishment. It has to be a free choice. 1 out of 4 Americans volunteer for something, so why not volunteer to be peaceful? But I can tell you, if you join us peaceful people, you'll be joining the greatest team of all time. That is the pot of gold, because then there's more of us than any other group there. We are the largest conglomerate on the planet. Peaceful people. There are more peaceful people on the planet than any other type of people. And what do we do then? We can team up. When we practice equity, equality, we could join as a team so we could, again, advance our survival chances. So again, we hope you will become peaceful, enjoy the team. When you're a peaceful person, you're never alone. That's where the world meets. Peace is the ultimate unifier. And it's not just one heartbeat, it's every human who believes in peace and the good principles.